replacing a column on a cooker. The lid is loose and swings back to side. We're also going to replace the lid on this unit as it's leaking. I'm going to start by removing the lid using the 2 set screws at the back of the lid and at the top if you have a newer lid. I'm also going to loosen the collar set screws. They're immediately underneath the top of the cooker. As well, I'm going to remove the 4 bolts that hold the collar at the top of the column around the shaft. There are 2 bolts at the bottom of the jackuator. I will loosen and remove those. This installation, I'm not replacing the jackuator, but I will make sure all areas are secure and clean before I'm replacing them. Before I can remove the jackuator, I need to loosen the 2 set screws on the Lovejoy coupling, which join the jackuator to the motor. I'll push those 2 Lovejoy couplings back so that it can move out. As well, I'm going to remove the stop collar from the bottom of the worm. As a rule, I replace all hardware when I'm doing a new installation. It's easier to work with, and at that point you can also ensure that they're all in good condition. I typically use a screwdriver to pry apart the 2 Lovejoy coupling portions. When I start replacing it, I screw the jackuator onto the bottom of the column. I'm going to swing the column in from the top, sliding the bottom in to the bracket, aligning the 2 bolt holes and replacing those 2 bolts. They're 1.5 inch long, 1/4 inch thread bolts on either side of the jackuator. After replacing those bolts, we'll also replace the 4 bolts at the top of the column. And we're going to set this in loose until we have the shaft and the worm in place, so we know that it's properly aligned. Also going to rejoin the Lovejoy coupling, put those set screws on. Don't forget to put the stop collar on the bottom of the worm once it's in. And I'm going to tighten those bolts at the top of the collar. Once I've got the lid back on, then I can check for alignment. I'm going to lower the lid till it's a couple of inches from the top of the cooker. Make sure it's even on both sides. And at that point, I will tighten the 2 set screws on the collar underneath the top of the cooker on the inside. Those are the alignment methods, bolts that keep the cooker lid in alignment so it has a proper seal. Once that's done, I'm going to make sure everything works properly, is tight and secure, and then you have a new column and shaft in your cooker. Always replace a column and a shaft together, never just do one.